101 Foolproof Marketing Strategies. Ideas to get your business booming. Hello, everyone. My name is Tessa. I'm with the IdeaPros marketing team, and I have a special guest with us today. Before I have him hop in and do some introductions, I'm giving you guys a couple minutes. Let me know you're watching live by hashtagging live, and I can't see you until you comment. So I know we have people popping in right now. Love to see that you're there. Hi, Gloria. Good to have you here. And we're going to talk all about marketing, but we've picked out some of our favorites, and I have a very cool guy to introduce to you guys. This is Max Nodland, and he is a marketing strategist with IdeaPros. But, you know, he's actually, he does marketing for lots of companies. And so we're so fortunate to have him be able to go through some of these strategies with us. So welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me, Tessa.
Yes, I am jealous, everyone, of how nice his video looks. Isn't it beautiful? So
Yep,
he's a little bit better set up than I do.
I've stolen our webcam setup today for that we use for webinars with some of our clients.
So cool.
Yeah.
So we have some really awesome people popping in. Katie, Gloria, Kelly, Michael, Donna, Stephanie, Jared. Hello, everyone. I'm so glad you're here live with us. And throughout this, because I do have the benefit of having, you have two marketing brains. I know we usually have Fred here too, but ask us questions in the chat if there's something that's really not making sense to you, or if you have a favorite marketing strategy that you're using now. I'd love to see you guys commenting over there on the chat. So let's dive in. We have a tool, a resource that we made a long time ago with 101 marketing strategies, not a long time ago, last year. And I had a lot of partners that were asking questions about marketing and how to get their marketing going on a bootstrap budget, but things that they could do really easily themselves. They didn't have to go hire someone to do. So we have 101 ideas in one PDF. If you want the PDF, just type in 101 in the chat and we'll send the PDF to you. You don't have to give us your email or anything. We'll just send over the PDF in Messenger to you today so that you can start implementing some of those in your business. But we're going to take a look at it right now. So one of the first ones that stood out to you was influencer marketing. Is that right?
Yeah. Influencer marketing is a really exciting space to explore, especially for product companies, also for services. And it's been popular for a few years now. And a lot of people think of influencers as just Instagram for some reason, I've noticed. But influencers are really anybody, in my mind, I kind of call them content creators or creators also. It's anybody that has a following, right? So it's somebody that when they share their opinion, it's influencing the thoughts, opinions, and purchasing decisions of your potential customers. So influencer marketing is exciting to look at on Instagram, YouTube, people that have blogs, really anybody with an online following. Now it's TikTok, Patreon,
TikTok.
Substack, just all the channels. Yeah, it's really exciting.
Yeah. It's crazy to think. I mean, there are people that are actually doing influencer marketing in smaller groups too, but they have a really big impact. Wow, that looks funny on my screen right now because my screen is loading. But we're going to go ahead and skip down to our influencer marketing.
So
You mentioned that it's not just, it's TikTok, it's Instagram, it's Facebook even, and maybe even their own base. It doesn't have to be even that they have it's not that necessarily that there's a large social following, but if they have a product that many people have purchased, they have their own email base as well. So it doesn't have to be just on social media even.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be social media. You see some of the big companies now really leaning into influencer marketing. Sephora's has their Sephora Squad, which is like an influencer incubator. You see some trends in China with what they call key opinion leaders over there, and they actually have influencer incubators with some of these people doing over 100 million a year in driving sales. And then influencer marketing is even, if you think about like Kylie Cosmetics, right? One of the larger cosmetic brands now. That's all influencer based, and that's on the macro huge scale. But then getting really granular, like you said, if you have a really tight knit niche community, there might be a few people that are really influential in that space. So if you think of maybe some obscure SaaS software, one of my clients makes software for auditing food safety. So they actually go to food manufacturers, and the number of potential customers is very small, maybe 5,000 customers, and there's a few key players in that space that have a huge amount of respect and authority. So in their space, it's getting those key people involved to kind of give them that trust building and brand awareness that they're looking for.
And a lot of that you can do. There's obviously programs that can help you find influencers. So influencer.co. There's a ton of software ones where you can go find people, and they put up their pricing as far as influential exposure and being able to sponsor them. But you can also do what I did when I first started, and that's reach out to people on LinkedIn, build a network of people. And again, like you said, if you are connected with the right people, sometimes that's enough for them to see, hey, they're connected with all these big players in the market. So it doesn't have to be necessarily you're actually paying for somebody to promote your product, which is absolutely works. If you get your product on an NBA player, well, right on, you've got instant clout. But it doesn't have to be that big, and a lot of people think I can't do it because I don't have the money to do it, whatnot. But you can do it in very small ways of just connecting on LinkedIn. Another way you can do influencer marketing is finding someone who you do want to get connected with on LinkedIn, having a friend that is that middle second level. They are connected and you're not yet. They can introduce you. So things like that can really make a difference in influencer marketing.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, it definitely doesn't have to be paid. We've had big success with giving free or discounted products or even samples to smaller influencers, what's kind of called nano or micro influencer marketing.
Yes.
And so, yeah, we've with one of my companies I've been working with, we've probably worked with over 150 influencers in the pet space simply by reaching out to them directly and saying, "Hey, are you interested in some free product in return for an honest testimonial, and a post on your wall?" And that does great to drive brand awareness. Also, it's really good if you have um, some kind of way that their followers can convert. So we've paired that with a free plus shipping, so a really low price point offer to try to get some of those impulse buys after they've seen the brand awareness. So yeah, there's definitely some great budget influencer marketing tactics to take advantage of right now.
Absolutely. And we have what Max is talking about, nano, macro. Those are all explained on the blog post that I just put in the chat, but don't leave us yet. Stay with us live. Don't go and leave yet. You can come back and look at this post and get all these details. But we have the 101 marketing tips, but also that's a blog on our website at ideapros.com/blog. But there's also the influencer marketing. It breaks it down, and we actually have a worksheet attached to that one as well that you can take a look at if you're ready to do some influencer marketing, where you can document how big they are and what kinds of ideas you have for working with them. So one of the other ones that we wanted to talk about was funnels, which actually builds into what you were talking about with the free and free plus shipping idea. So funnels are really, really powerful, and you work with them a lot.
I do, yeah. So a funnel the way I think about it. It's a specific journey that I want to take somebody down through all the stages of what they call the buyer's journey. And HubSpot has some great resources for discussing the buyer's journey. But it's essentially, somebody has no idea my product even exists. Then they will know it exists, but maybe they don't trust it. They need to understand the benefits. We need to do some trust building. Eventually, they might be ready for a conversion. And maybe if my product price is quite high, maybe it's easier to do a smaller conversion right? Because that takes less trust up front. And then how do I, after they make a small conversion, kind of work to increase customer lifetime value, or cross sell and upsell and increase order value. So a funnel generally, the way I've used them, it's paired with paid marketing. So when I'm spending money on Facebook or Google Shopping or any other paid channel, YouTube ads, I really want to get the most bang for my buck out of those advertising dollars, right? And a funnel is a good way to really narrow my messaging down to fit a buyer persona, right? So if I have a product that solves a problem, but maybe it solves a problem for some different personas. So let's see, an example of that would be, let's just say a pizza cutter, right? Really basic example, right? That can be used for a home chef or also for a restaurant. The values that they're going to be looking for are different. So if with
Right.
my paid advertising, I can set up targeting to target one or the other and then drive them to that specific funnel page that speaks to the value I'm offering that individual, right? It's going to do better for my paid ads. So that's really how I think about funnels.
And it's you've heard it called, well, there's components to a funnel, right? There's a
Mm-hmm.
landing page, which is where they land, and so that it also is in our 101 document. But a landing page, again, targeted, it takes away all the other options, so it's so focused. Like Max was saying, it's just very fine tuned to the exact message that you want to get across, possibly even the exact ad that you're sending people through,
Mm-hmm.
so that you're exactly on that home buyer or chef.
Yeah.
So and then the funnel itself is designed, I think one of the things, characteristics of a funnel, is that it's designed to possibly upsell or downsell for that
Mm-hmm.
matter. So you can kind of see, hey, are they going to spend more, or maybe do they want to spend less?
Yep.
So that's a good one for when you're not really, either you have multiple products that complement each other, or you're not really sure what the price point is that's going to work with them.
Yeah, absolutely. And you raise a good point. A lot of the funnel is not just the landing page, right? It's looking at that customer journey holistically from the top down. So it's acquisition, the landing page, and then what kind of offer can we give them, and then even follow up afterwards to get repurchases or increase lifetime value.
Well, look at you going on to the next subject. Follow up after would be email marketing, possibly, which is
Yeah.
another one that we really love to focus on. And a lot of people ask me, they're like, is email dead? I'm like, it's not dead, but
Mm-hmm.
there are ways to make it, there's ways to make it more effective. I like pairing email marketing with text marketing. So every time I send an email, and a lot of the partners have seen me lately know I'm crazy over it. But the process of getting somebody's cell phone number in as well as their email to offer tremendous value just means that later when you send something valuable to them, you can send them a quick text that says, hey, it's Tessa here, just wanted to make sure you knew I sent something to your email. And you can personalize it, which is the best part.
Mm-hmm.
We saw improvements of email open rates. We were in the 50% range, which is
Wow.
ridiculous.
Yeah, that's really good.
So, your average email campaign might be in like a 10%, maybe. What do you
Mm-hmm.
think is your average?
It really depends on the campaign. If you do really good targeting, right, and you're providing consistent value, you can get 50% open rates is pretty phenomenal. I know some of the guys in the space that pride themselves on high open rates are happy to be above 50. If it's a cold email and it's not really thought out well and you're not bringing value to the recipient, you're going to struggle to get above 10. And you immediately run into additional problems then with what's called email deliverability, right? Where Google is going to start saying, hey, nobody's really opening these. Is this worthy to go to the inbox, or are we going to put it in the promotions tab, or eventually even spam if your email's not good? So yeah, making sure you're getting high open rates is critical.
Yeah, it's kind of like a snowball effect. I think of it as the more
Absolutely.
people that open it, the more it's going to be showing up in people's inboxes. And so that's pairing it with text marketing, or being very strategic about how you are following up. That it's got so much value that people care and want to open it. Being very personal. There's technology out there that lets you send customized images per email, which is
Oh, wow.
fascinating to me. Yeah, so I could send you, and you may have seen, I don't know if you've seen one lately, but it has like two cups, somebody holding two cups, and one is their name, and then the other is the person they're emailing it to. So there's all these cool technology things that are out there, but just think of it as the very, very most basic. So let's say you have your product's not even launched yet, because I know I have a lot of partners in here with products or apps. Just collect the emails. It's so that you can keep up to date with people. And so there's easy ways. In MailChimp has built-in forms. You can literally have a link to a form to collect emails very early on. Of course, we want to have something polished and beautiful, but in the beginning, maybe you're just building relationships in marketing, through social media, and you see someone who might be interested, then you can just shoot them over a link and at least start collecting them, because that's the biggest step, is getting the emails so that you can send the emails.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, and one important thing that both email and SMS share is that you're gonna own that communication channel with your customer, right? If you build relationships on, say, Instagram by having people follow your page, or Facebook, you're it to an extent you're at the whim of the algorithm, right? Does Instagram want to show your content to your customers that day, right? So you're it's a great channel and you absolutely need to be on social, but having SMS or email is a really good way to make sure that you're going to be able to actually have that relationship with your customer no matter what.
Exactly. Well, I have some clients that even do bots, chat bots,
Mm-hmm.
and that's one of the things that's based on social media too. And they changed the rules, like ManyChat, and so they had awesome systems that were built to deliver the kind of like that alternative to email marketing. And
Mm-hmm.
Facebook changed their rules and instantly gone. So when you're basing a lot of your marketing on a platform, you could be surprised. So
Yeah.
email marketing, thankfully, is pretty consistent, as long as you keep up you're not getting marked as spam, and you've done the work to put in. There's some extra tags that you can put in the back end of your website domain, so that the delivery mechanism is better. There's something called DMARC and SPIF. Anyway, if you do them, then if you put these on, then it does it's basically like verifying you as the source. And so
Mm-hmm.
some people don't even know that there's a technical thing keeping them from being
Yeah.
able to deliver their emails. So if you don't know about it, and clearly I don't even know how you pronounce it, but I know it's important. So message me if you need to have more information on it.
Yep.
And I see you guys over in the questions. We're gonna cover one last thing, and then we're gonna go over questions, and then check out some of your comments. I know you guys have had some really good thoughts coming in over there. So the last one, and all this again is in our PDF. So if you want the PDF, just type in 101 in the comments, and I will just send that PDF to you as soon as we're done with this show. But the last one we wanted to cover was frequent buyer program. And so do you have some sample examples? I clearly had too much coffee.
Yeah.
Examples of how that might work in a business environment.
Yeah, absolutely. So a frequent buyer program is kind of what how I look at is the end of the funnel, right? Or it's increasing customer lifetime value. So if you have relationships with your customers, it's critical, especially if your product supports multiple purchases or you have multiple products that you can sell, right? It's critical that you nurture that relationship and try to continue to provide value to those customers. And so they'll come back and reorder, because it's much easier to convert an existing customer again than it is to get a new customer. So, and especially if it depends on if you're on Amazon or not Amazon. If you're doing direct to consumer product marketing and you're not on Amazon, I think a frequent buyer program, a subscription service, or any kind of loyalty program is a way that you can kind of go above and beyond Amazon and help to create a defensible advantage against them, right? Because Amazon's full of, people want things right away and they want things cheap, but Amazon doesn't offer any follow up. There's no relationship building between the company and the user. So, as a nimble direct to consumer e commerce company, right, you have the ability to reach out, build those relationships, offer them frequent buyer programs, subscription services, discounts for reordering, and really go above and beyond Amazon.
Absolutely. Well, that made me think too. Well, actually, before I hop into that, for the frequent buyer programs, I mean, there's lots of technology that can help you track it. But you can go just as simple as sending a card in the item when you ship it to them that
Mm-hmm.
says, here's how you can get, here's how you can order more. I've seen handwritten notes in with products, and you can make it look, I mean, it's still a copy, but it looks very much so created for that order. Very beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
way of following up and telling someone that you really appreciate their sale, one, but then also giving them that way to get back in touch with you, because it is difficult through Amazon for sure.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
so there's so many, I mean, we could go on and on. I mean, and we will, because we're going to have a weekly marketing show. Yay. I know not everyone knows about this. We're still having Fred on for Fridays, but I'm going to bring on different team members from the IdeaPros team and marketing specialists, just like Max, who can help with answering your marketing questions. So I'm going to go pop over and see if we have, well, thank you guys all so much. Obviously, sweet of you guys to be here. So I had one question. I think it was Jared. I'm trying to find it now. Oh, okay. So Jared kind of has like two part. I think he's got someone in Hollywood that's an actress, and he wants to be able to work with her as an influencer. So that's part one. Part two is, what talking points should I bring up in the first meeting? So if you're reaching out to an influencer, I mean, is there specific things that you want to I guess cover right from the beginning?
Yeah. So if she is already a celebrity, it looks like, right? She'll probably have a talent management agency, like a traditional agency that manages actresses or musicians. It's likely that you would negotiate with them, but if you guys are close enough where you can establish that personal relationship with her more, that would definitely be a great way to get in the door. We always look at how are we providing value to our influencers, and a lot of the larger influencers, right, are approached quite often. And so from my experience, right, they'll want to understand, like, hey, if I'm going to do an affiliate like link drop to sell product, what kind of results have you had in the past with other influencers, right, to kind of let them know what they can expect, rather than going in and saying, hey, this is our first time doing this and we don't really have any history, right? The more you can kind of illuminate what it is you want from them and how you're helping them, the better.
Yeah, no, we actually have. I'm a couple of the shows that I do. We have influencers come on as guests, and we'll talk about, hey, what can we promote for you? How can we get this out on your behalf? So, influencer, hey, you're going to get extra coverage. We're going to be promoting you in XYZ and putting you in our newsletter as well. So there's always that value add. Yes, you're doing this one job, but we want to make it more than that. It's more, and it's a relationship. Like you said, these influencers could be really, really strong advocates for you if you're smart. We've given access to one of our events, like give them VIP passes, give them all of the same swag. They get to come and be, showcased, if you will, in an event or whatnot. So you just have to get creative. And if it's a friend, Jared, maybe it'd be better off just having that conversation, saying, "Hey, what can we do? How can we work together?" Of course, if you're talking to a celebrity, you might not. You might get the hand and
Yeah.
here's my team.
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
but it's like any sales process, right? I think it's go in and ask questions and
Yeah.
uncover what their goals are, and then figure out how you can help them.
Right. And IdeaPros partners, you're very fortunate that we have our influencer team that can help you figure out who to approach and even give you some tips and tricks on how to approach those conversations. So when the time comes, you'll be talking with Dana, who I'll have on. She is the one that's in the influencer marketing blog post that I put in there, though. So thank you so much, Sean. I had it up for just a quick second there, but it is really important to know your target audience in order to be successful. So before you implement any of these marketing tactics, make sure you know who your specific audience is and what your pain points are that you solve. Every single marketing piece that I've ever made has pain points, target market on the document as we plan it, so that it's absolutely forefront when you're thinking about what to do. So Shelly, yes. Okay. So you can't hear me. Am I too quiet?
I think she was talking about me.
Oh, you're too quiet.
Yeah, I saw that. I tried to speak up. Hopefully that helped, Shelly.
I felt, well, I can hear him pretty loud, but it's possible. So yes, Max, Shelly, I'm sure you'll have an opportunity to find out more about Max over the next couple of weeks. I'm sure you haven't met all of the team members. Shelly's one of our partners.
Yep.
So if you guys have any other questions, here we go. Can you get big influencers to work as an affiliate? And I think that's, yes, they want to usually make more money, right? If they're an influencer, they want that affiliate link.
Yeah, definitely. And it really depends on platform, right? Again, Instagram was the go-to influencer marketing platform where everybody kind of rushed in. And above a certain size, I've found that they're going to look for direct cash compensation for sponsored posts. I'm a huge advocate for trying to build a deeper relationship where you're working with them in a way that's a lot more long term than simply them posting a picture and their affiliate code. Because I think you're going to find more success if you can negotiate a deal where there's recurring mention of your product and maybe some kind of nice affiliate deal for them on the back end. So there's no set rules with influencer marketing. You just kind of have to go out there and make those connections and figure it out.
And this is one of those things where you can practice on other people before you have a conversation with an influencer. I know this sounds really weird, but if you're practicing on an influencer and you've never had the conversation before, it's most likely not going to go the way that you think it's going to go. So I would say, reach out and we'll do some role playing or something to make it so that you're comfortable with that conversation. It's it can be very awkward, but once you practice it, it can roll off very easily and you can show your confidence in what you have to offer, and then they'll feel that confidence. So it just takes practice and templates. There's tons of script kind of ideas that you can go for. But like Bill's one of our partners. He's got high-rise sports chair. And so Bill, you have people that could be influencers for you. They could take the chairs, once you have them produced, you can actually give them to a couple. He has a sports chair and it's great for like bowling tournaments. I mean, it just raises them up so high. Yeah. So he could find people that are in that, maybe, coaches or somebody specific. So it doesn't have to be influencers that are necessarily celebrities or huge. They just have a good exposure to that target audience. Like you were talking about, Max, that just you're in front of the people that might want it and you have nice, advertising on it so that people will ask questions and go find the website.
Yeah, that's a really innovative way to do influencer marketing, right? Especially with a product like that that's so visible. It's like if you get it in front of the right crowd,
literally.
Yeah.
Most literally behind the right crowd so you can see, right? So one last question. I know, Daniel, you were talking about, we did have a conversation about affiliates. So affiliate programs are amazing but they are a lot of work to just have an affiliate program and to continually keep your audience engaged and excited. We just did launched 1,000 Black families. And it's a real estate program to help get families into homes, but it also has an affiliate program for real estate agents. And it's a great example of how you can make this really, really work. Within 24 hours of prepping all the affiliates for probably 30 days, they had over $10,000 worth of sales, and the affiliates just keep piling up. But it's because there was so much motivation for the affiliates to be participating in this program. So, we're looking at $30 or $40 per lead is what's being paid. When you have a good affiliate program that people are motivated to put into, they want to do it. You don't have to work as hard. But in the big picture, affiliate marketing is great because they're your sales team and they can be pushing it out. You just have to be very, very, they have one specific person dedicated only to managing the affiliate marketers. And we have a company that we partner with, which is Advertise Purple, and we have a special deal for our partners with Advertise Purple that gets you the affiliate management part. They know who to connect you to and who to get your products in with, so they do that full-time person's work that we have over at 1000 Black Families. So it's exciting to watch, though. I was amazed at, we did a 7-day launch and everything, and it's she got onto 250 news channels. Thank you, Paul Fitzgerald, very much for that.
That's awesome.
But it takes time, and it takes really, really, really focusing, and definitely is not cheap to go that direction, because you have to put money in to get that result. But I hope that these have been helpful tips for you guys. If you could just give me a thumbs up or a smiley face if this was helpful show for you guys. We'll be back next Friday with Fred, noon Pacific time, and I'll let you guys know when our marketing channel opens up. It'll be within the next week or so. We'll pick a day and time. If you have specific days and times that you would like to see us, I know we have some partners that have said, after 5 or on Mondays, let me know so that we can pick a day that works for everyone. Good. Thank you so much, Max, for being on.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me, Tessa.
Your brain more throughout the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All
Have
right.
a great day, everyone.
Have a good day, guys.